Hey travelers, welcome back to Travel Vibes, your go-to channel for smart travel tips. If you've ever struggled to fit everything into your suitcase without overpacking, you're not alone. Packing for a trip can feel like solving a puzzle. What do you actually need and what's just taking up space? The truth is, most travelers bring way more than they use. But experienced travelers, they've learned what's worth packing and what's not. After years of flying, long-haul trips, weekend getaways, and international adventures, I've refined my packing list down to the essentials. Today, I'm sharing 15 things I never pack anymore, so you can travel lighter and smarter. Some of these might surprise you, but trust me, leaving them behind will make your trip smoother and stress-free. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a game-changing travel tip. Let's get started. 1. Why you should ditch the bulky neck pillow. If you've ever traveled by plane, you've probably considered bringing a neck pillow. It seems like the perfect solution for getting some sleep on long flights, right? But here's the reality. Neck pillows are bulky, impractical, and take up too much space in your bag. Most travelers in the US fly with carry-ons to avoid checked baggage fees, and every inch of space matters. A neck pillow might seem essential, but after your flight, it just becomes dead weight. Instead, go for a smarter alternative, a soft scarf or a lightweight jacket that you can roll up and use as a pillow. It saves space and serves multiple purposes. If you absolutely need a neck pillow, consider an inflatable version. It packs down flat and won't hog valuable space in your luggage. 2. Say goodbye to heavy guidebooks. There was a time when every traveler packed a thick guidebook, flipping through its pages for the best restaurants, landmarks, and local tips. But let's be honest, those books are heavy, outdated, and take up way too much space. If you're flying within the US or heading abroad, packing light is key, and a bulky guidebook is the last thing you need. These days, your smartphone is your best travel guide. With digital maps, real-time updates, and countless travel apps, you have everything at your fingertips without the extra weight. Download your guidebooks in ebook format, use Google Maps offline, and install apps like TripAdvisor or Rome to Rio. Pro tip: before your trip, download offline maps of your destination so you can navigate without Wi-Fi or expensive data plans. It's simple, efficient, and way more practical than carrying a book you'll barely open. 3. Skip the hairdryer. You probably won't need it. If you're packing a hairdryer for your next trip, you might want to rethink that choice. Unless you have specific styling needs, it's just extra weight in your luggage. I used to bring a compact travel hairdryer everywhere, thinking I'd need it. But guess what? I never did. Most hotels, Airbnbs, and even budget motels already provide one. And if you're flying within the US, you know that space in a carry-on is precious. Why waste it on something you can easily find at your destination? Before you pack, check your hotel's amenities list. If they provide a hairdryer, leave yours at home. Your bag and your shoulders will thank you. 4. Stop carrying too much cash. There's a better way. Gone are the days when travelers needed to carry wads of cash for every trip. With credit cards, digital wallets, and contactless payments, cash is becoming less necessary, especially if you're flying within the US or visiting major international destinations. Not only is carrying large amounts of cash risky, making you a target for pickpockets, but it's also inconvenient. If you need cash, withdraw it from a local bank ATM at your destination. Avoid airport currency exchanges and touristy ATMs that charge sky-high fees. And here's an important tip. Always select the local currency option when withdrawing money abroad. Dynamic currency conversion might seem helpful, but it usually comes with terrible exchange rates. Stick with the local currency, and you'll save more in the long run. 5. Ditch the pricey international phone plan. There's a smarter option. If you're still using your home carrier's international roaming plan, you're probably paying way too much. Many U.S. travelers stick with their provider's global plan, thinking it's the easiest option. But at $10 a day or more, those charges add up fast. Instead, switch to a better solution, an eSIM or a local SIM card. With an eSIM, you can activate a local network instantly without hunting for a SIM card after you land. Just download, scan, and you're connected, all at a fraction of the cost. For those flying abroad, this simple switch can save you hundreds of dollars while keeping you connected wherever you go. 6. Skip the towel. Your accommodation has one. Packing a towel might seem like a smart idea, but in reality, you almost never need it. If you're staying in a hotel, Airbnb, or even most budget motels, towels are already provided. Bringing your own just wastes space in your luggage. Now, there are a few exceptions. If you're backpacking, camping, or planning lots of beach days, a lightweight microfiber towel might be useful. But be honest, will you really use it? I once carried a travel towel through 3 countries and never took it out of my bag. Lesson learned. Unless you have a specific reason, leave the towel at home and free up room for something more useful. 7. Skip the luggage scale. You won't miss it. At first, a luggage scale might seem like a smart tool to avoid overweight baggage fees. But in reality, it's just another unnecessary gadget taking up space. Instead of packing one, use a simple trick at home before your trip. Just step on a scale alone, then step on it again while holding your suitcase. Subtract the difference, and that's your bag's weight. It's quick, easy, and doesn't require carrying an extra device. If you're worried about overpacking on your return trip, especially with souvenirs, most airports have baggage scales near check-in. Instead of bringing a luggage scale, use what's already available and travel lighter. 8. Ditch the heavy hiking boots. They're overkill for city travel. It's easy to think you need sturdy hiking boots for all the walking you'll do on a trip. But unless you're actually hiking rugged trails, those bulky boots are just extra weight in your luggage. I made this mistake myself, lugging around heavy boots through Paris, Florence, and Barcelona, thinking I'd need them. Spoiler, I didn't. Instead, go for lightweight, versatile shoes that work for both sightseeing and dining out. A comfortable pair of sneakers or walking shoes will keep your feet happy without taking up half your suitcase. If you're not hitting the trails, leave the boots at home and pack smart. 9. Full-size toiletries take up too much space. Here's a better alternative. Packing full-size shampoo, conditioner, and body wash might seem like a good idea, but it's a mistake that wastes space and adds unnecessary weight. Plus, there's always the risk of leaks and spills in your luggage, which no traveler wants to deal with. Instead, switch to smarter alternatives. Use travel-size versions or refill small, reusable bottles with just what you need. Even better, try solid toiletries like shampoo bars, soap bars, and solid deodorants. These aren't subject to liquid restrictions, so you won't have to worry about TSA limits. And if you're staying in a hotel, take advantage of the toiletries they provide. Not only will you save space, but you'll also reduce waste and make your trip easier and more organized. 10. Avoid cheap socks. Your feet will thank you. It might seem like a small detail, but packing the wrong socks can ruin your trip. I used to throw in a few pairs of basic cotton socks thinking they'd be fine. Big mistake. They got sweaty, smelled awful, and worst of all, caused painful blisters after long days of walking. Instead, switch to merino wool socks. Not only are they odor resistant, but they also wick away moisture, keeping your feet dry and comfortable. Plus, they regulate temperature, meaning they stay cool in warm weather and warm in cold conditions. While they do cost more upfront, they last for years and make a huge difference in comfort. When traveling, happy feet mean a happy trip, so it's worth making the upgrade. 11. Stop overpacking clothes. Less is more. One of the biggest mistakes travelers make is packing way too many outfits. It's tempting to bring a different look for every day, but in reality, you don't need that much. Overpacking clothes just adds bulk to your luggage and makes traveling more difficult. Instead, build a capsule wardrobe. Choose neutral colors that mix and match easily, Go for wrinkle-resistant fabrics and pack layering pieces to adapt to changing weather. A well-planned wardrobe can cover multiple outfits with fewer pieces. For a 10-day trip, I typically bring 5 to 6 shirts, 2 to 3 pairs of pants, and a lightweight jacket. If needed, I do laundry mid-trip instead of carrying extra weight. Traveling light isn't just about saving space. It makes packing, unpacking, and moving around so much easier. 12. Stop packing what-if items. You won't use them. It's easy to fall into the trap of packing for every possible scenario. I used to do it all the time. Extra shoes, a raincoat for just in case, even a backup power strip. Why? But after years of travel, I realized that most of these items go completely unused. Instead of packing for every possible situation, pack for what's actually likely to happen. If you really need something, you can usually buy it at your destination. In fact, I once forgot gloves on a trip to Iceland and ended up buying a pair from a local shop. Now they're not just practical, they're also a great travel memory. So before you throw that extra just-in-case item into your suitcase, ask yourself if you'll truly use it. Packing for reality makes your trip lighter, simpler, and way less stressful. 13. Skip the paper. Go digital with your travel documents. There was a time when travelers had to carry stacks of printed documents, boarding passes, hotel reservations, itineraries. But today, digital storage has made paper copies almost obsolete. Keeping everything on your phone saves space, reduces clutter, and keeps your important documents secure. Instead of stuffing your bag with papers, store digital copies in the cloud. Use apps like Google Drive, Dropbox, or a simple Notes app to keep everything accessible. Also, enable offline access for essential files like visas and itineraries, and always screenshot your boarding passes so you can pull them up quickly, even without Wi-Fi. That said, it's still smart to carry one emergency copy of your passport and travel insurance details. Keep it tucked in a safe spot just in case. Going digital keeps you organized and prepared without the extra bulk. Final thoughts. Pack smarter, travel better. By leaving these 15 unnecessary items behind, you'll make your trips lighter, easier, and way less stressful. No more struggling with overstuffed bags. No more hauling around things you don't actually use. Instead, you'll move freely through airports, navigate cities with ease, and enjoy your travels without extra baggage, literally. So before you zip up that suitcase, pause for a moment and ask yourself, do I really need this? Chances are, you can travel with much less than you think. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the one thing you stopped packing that made travel so much easier? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to know. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy travels.